Welcome to the Harvest Report for the 14th of November 2014. After a fairly solid run of harvesting last week, this week has been a disappointing change for many growers. Widespread rain across the state has brought the harvest to a near standstill. Total receivals this week reached 4,834,381 tonnes. The CBH General Manager of Operations, David Kappa, says heavy rain also caused further damage to some crops in a few isolated areas. This has been a tough week for many growers trying to get through their harvest programs. CBH is planning to use this downtime to reassess segregations and prepare to help growers get the crop in as quickly as possible once harvest kicks off in earnest again. To the zone totals, and the total received to date for the Geraldton zone is 1,229,916 tonnes. The total received to date for the Esperance zone is 903,378 tonnes. The total received to date for Kwinana zone is 2,253,237 tonnes, and the total received to date for the Albany zone is 447,850 tonnes. To the Geraldton zone, and the Geraldton zone has been steady for the week with more than 250,000 tonnes received. For many growers, the original yield estimates have been revised down by 15%. Geraldton Zone Manager Duncan Gray says weather this week has been mixed, with coastal drizzle and cold conditions hampering growers' ability to get started early. Next week should bring a few days of better weather before it cools off at the end of the week. To the Kwinana zone, and harvest in the Kwinana zone has been slow over the past week, with rain and cool weather slowing deliveries by between 70,000 and 100,000 tonnes. Rainfall over the past week has been widespread, with only a few areas through the west of the zone having missed rain altogether. CBH Kwinana Zone Manager Gavin Bignell says yields to date have been below expectations, with the majority of crops at least 200 kilos a hectare less than expected. To date, the quality has been good in Kwinana Zone, and as yet we've only seen a small amount of weather-damaged or sprouted grains. To the Albany zone, and it's been a mixed week for the Albany zone, with Sunday providing the highest daily tonnage for the season so far. This was followed by rain starting on Monday and continuing for the majority of the week, which has resulted in harvest delays. The Albany zone received 187,000 tonnes this week. The majority of grain being received is barley and canola, with some wheat coming in. CBH Albany Zone Manager Greg Thornton says around 60% of the barley is feed grade. This is largely due to low protein and colour, and that percentage is set to increase due to continuing rain. Falling number units are also currently being set up throughout the zone so that wheat quality can be monitored once receivals start up again. To the Esperance zone, and the Esperance zone harvest has ground to a halt, with widespread rain over the zone stopping harvest. There were some good tonnages delivered early in the week, despite problems in the Lakes region with a power outage causing delays over a couple of days. The weekly total was around 316,000 tonnes. Esperance Zone Manager Mick Dorr said many growers are nearing the end of their programs, with a few finishing this week. We are still on track for our 1.7 million tonne harvest in the zone. However, we expect that quality could be slightly lower than originally expected. Now to the market update supplied by General Manager of Marketing and Trading Jason Craig. The market this week in Western Australia rallied, with wheat and canola leading the way. As a result, many growers have been selling to take advantage of the stronger market. Rainfall in the southern half of the state has resulted in harvest grinding to a halt. Whilst quality issues are not evident at this stage, the market will be watching this closely, particularly to wheat and barley harvested from this point onwards. Canola oil levels are holding up, with growers across the state seeing oil levels in the mid to high 40s and even the odd load at 50%. It's hoped that the combination of stronger markets and better harvesting weather may see increased volumes into the market next week.